Alright, welcome back everyone. Bienvenidos a todos. Hoy es el día número 65. It is day one, day 65. Sorry, I have a bit of a nosebleed. A bit of a nosebleed here. Okay. Alright. Well, let's get caught up in a bit. Oh, that's from our Duolingo Japanese yesterday. Okay. Well, let's review. This is a review day for Unit 24. Talk about weather. So we got a few extra new words. Palabras nuevas. Caluroso. Caluroso. Clima. Comenzar. Encontrarme or encontrarse, whichever. You may encontrar, basically. Still. Nevar. Llover. Árbol. For whatever reason. Throw in tree. I think that's almost all of them. Vocabulary tends to come at a drip when we're doing other things. So we were practicing past tense. Like past tense here. Oh, there's also the phrase ir a haber as an alternative to I. And then we practiced past tense more or less, and stuff that hasn't been conjugated in the first person, like duermo. And then more lots of conjugation practice. Is there anything in terms of lines of grammar other than this is a practice, and then throwing in some? Do we have any other weather stuff? Not really. Hot, snowing, raining, lluvia, right? Lluvia. Yeah, lluvia. Nieve. Or yeah, nieve. No, I think that's good. Our podcast segment was rainy situation or something like that. It was pretty straightforward. Rainy conversation. You know, when there's conversation, Lucy is eavesdropping. So it was two people, dos personas, talking about rain, lluvia, and there's rain all the time, right? But is it raining, or is it a secret code? You know, but they just talked about rain. Oh, ayer llovió todos todos los días, right? Or like noviembre. That's not a good month for rain, but maybe like pick a rain month. Abril. Llovió mucho en abril. Alright, I feel like the blood stopped, but it's slightly making sure I don't just randomly bleed all over the place. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Alright, so let's complete our segments. Let's look at what llovió, montaste, nevó, nos encontramos, corrió, a ver, there's our new one, caminó, lluvia, la lluvia, comienzo, that's comenzar is one of our new ones. And you're just using encantar without a direct object. No, encontrar. So nevar, llover, clima, caluroso are new. You know, we got all of them. Okay. Not the most auspicious time to have a nosebleed. All right, let's get into our review stuff.
El desayuno de Junior.
All right.
Eddie está haciendo el desayuno para Junior.
Hola, papá. ¿Qué haces?
Buenos días, Junior. Te estoy haciendo el desayuno.
¿El desayuno?
Sí, nunca tengo tiempo de hacerte el desayuno. Pero hoy es diferente.
Papá, no quiero desayunar.
¿Qué? Pero estoy haciendo huevos.
No quiero huevos.
Pero a ti te encantan.
Sí, pero...
¿Y hay jugo de naranja fresco también? ¿A ti te encanta el jugo de naranja?
Sí, pero...
¿Qué?
Papá, ya es la 1.
Eddie mira su reloj.
Ay, no. Hacer el desayuno toma mucho tiempo.
Pero ahora podemos hacer el almuerzo.
Oops. What? Oh, they went with ahora first. Okay. I wasn't paying attention. I just put ahora at the end because my brain dictated it. Hoy, tiempo, papá, diferente, ahora. Yep. It took too long to make lunch, and it's already... too long to make breakfast, and it's already
El
lunchtime.
desayuno de Junior. Eddie está haciendo el desayuno para Junior.
Hola, papá. ¿Qué haces?
Buenos días, Junior. Te estoy haciendo el desayuno.
¿El desayuno?
Sí, nunca tengo tiempo de hacerte. Pero hoy es diferente.
Papá, no quiero desayunar.
¿Qué? Pero estoy haciendo huevos.
No quiero huevos.
Pero a ti te encantan.
Sí, pero...
¿Y hay jugo de naranja fresco también? ¿A ti te encanta el jugo de naranja?
Sí, pero...
¿Qué?
Papá, ya es la 1.
Eddie mira su reloj.
It just finished Yakuza 1. What a tragic yet happy ending. Yakuza 1. Old. Kiwami 1. Yeah. Such a great story with a good message. You're feeling a lot of emotions right now. Breathe. Jack, breathe. Don't worry, you get to do it 7 times more. Oh, actually, when you get to 4 and 5, you get to do it 4 times for 4 and 4 times for 5 as well. So you got hold on, hold. You got like 10 more times. Your heart will be stilled with every passing Yakuza installment. You'll come to the point where you're like, oh, this is where this is where this is going to happen. Oh, actually, okay, I kind of take it back. No, you get it multiple times. It's gonna happen multiple times. Although I do have to admit, Casca's like brand, maybe Yakuza 7 is a little bit of a dark horse right now because Kiryu's saga is not part of it. Although when that's not part of it, then you have Like a Dragon Gaiden to steal your heart away again and crush it and mold it over, you know?
Ay, no.
That's
Hacer el desayuno toma mucho tiempo.
nice on Kiwami 1. Off to Kiwami 2.
Pero ahora podemos hacer el almuerzo.
Para, papá, fresco. Buenos días. Ahora. Bum. Alright. Oh, these are rough. Personalized practice are rough. It really does show me how lackadaisical I am with articles and gender agreements. Okay. Señor, usted 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 escribe en español? Por favor, escribir, right? Escriba el nombre, no, escribe, no,
Escriba.
escribir. One's a command and one's not. So if it's escribir, oh, what is going on here? You love Zero and Kiwami, so yes, you're excited for Kiwami 2, but man, they really hitting you like a dump truck. What happened in Kiwami 2? It's time to happen all over again, I'm telling you. Technically, your heart got broken twice in Yakuza 0. So, because there are 2 characters. So you're already a veteran now. You're already 3 times over. Suck it up. Get on with Kiwami 2. Don't worry, Kiwami 2 only involves one storyline. So we're escribir, right? So this is asking. I'm a little confused now. Why is it escriba? I don't know why that's escriba. What is going on? Oh, wait, hold up. I don't remember who said imperative. It swaps is how I remember it. But no, but the thing is, this wasn't gone over yet. Was probably why it's confusing. I don't understand when they covered this unit. Huh. How much units on Duolingo do you do for Spanish on days you do Spanish? Half a unit. Just half. Now we only have time for half. Yeah, I don't remember this. I don't remember this unit. I think this is kind of out of sync. Imperative? Huh. No, no. Spud, I know what imperative is. I'm thinking to myself, you don't have to be pedantic about it. I already know what it is. I'm trying to think of which unit this is in. I think this is not in a unit. This conjugating this is also not entirely sure where this is either. Huh.
Perdona.
Let's look at this. Yeah, I don't know. You've been using Duolingo for a long time, but lately you haven't been very impressed. That's fine. I'm not sure if Duolingo was meant to impress you, but many years, huh? Or for a long time. Sorry, not many. Yeah, I don't remember this in any of the units prior to this. Interesting. Well, it's time to refresh on imperatives. I think this is only affirmative. I'm sure they're only using infirmative. So, okay.
Toma.
Continue on the highways. Oh, wait. I do remember this part, though. I remember this prompt. But you're gonna have to take a pass. Yeah, Siga. So that's the unit they used. Huh. I think it's the only unit. So Siga would be... Okay. Al final de la carretera tome la calle. Vienna. 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 Hmm. Okay. So we're learning the lesson now, actually. Podemos trabajar. Oh no, BA. Oops. That's fine. That one didn't do the command thing, so they combine the command thing with. There's also turn. Podemos estudiar aquí.
Nosotros.
Nosotros podemos trabajar en la noche. Oh, interesting. Oh, en la tarde. Podemos
Trabajar. En la tarde.
So are they using, yeah, perdone? Interesting. So that would insist that it is perdonar as the infinitive.
Perdone,
Perdone.
señora.
Perdone, señora. Estoy buscando un banco. Para or por? No, just buscando un banco works pretty well.
Estoy. Un banco
Oops.
buscando.
Oh, there's turn. Oh, right. Gira. Girar. Yeah, girar. So,
Gire a la
gira a la izquierda.
izquierda.
Al final.
Al final
Al final de la calle.
de la calle.
Podemos usar. Okay, so that means that we take.
Escribe.
Okay. Perdonar. Perdonar, then.
Perdón.
Okay. Seguir. Siga esto. Siga esta carretera. Carretera? Oh no. I know. Oops, I typed señora instead of señor. Cadet. Oh, no double. Oh, no double. Okay. Carretera. Okay. Al final. Al final de. Carretera. Oh. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Do I need an article? Let's put it in anyways. La calle. Tome la calle. Llena. Okay. Podemos viajar. Podemos viajar mañana. Señor. Ah. Oh. Whoops. This. Okay. I don't remember the imperative at all. Along the way. Ellas saben hablar muchas lenguas.
El pájaro aprendió a volar en la escuela.
Pájaro aprendió a volar. Oh no, this is the weird thing.
¿Qué animales
¿Qué animales estuvieron aquí ayer?
Mi caballo aprendió francés hace un año.
This is the weird story one with all the animals doing
Tú
things.
estudias 2 lenguas en la escuela. Tú estudias.
¿Tú estudias lenguas? What?
Tú estudias 2 lenguas en la escuela.
Oh,
2
dos
lenguas.
lenguas en
En
la escuela.
Todos los animales fueron a una fiesta.
Yeah, todos los animales fueron a una fiesta. Maybe en la granja. Posible. Es posible. Estuviste en la fiesta? Oh, they want plural y'all.
Mis caballos fueron a una granja nueva. Fueron.
Quiero quedarme contigo hoy.
Ah, I blocked. Quiero quedarme contigo hoy. Hello? Stay with you. I was looking for wait. Okay. Quiero quedarme contigo hoy.
Señor, vuelva pronto.
Vuelva pronto. Señor, vuelva pronto. Return soon or come back soon.
¿Qué quieres saber?
Necesito saber el nombre de la Del chico. Oh, whoops. I forgot to contract. For niño, it's fine.
¿Quieres saber mi dirección?
¿Quiere saber dirección? La dirección. Mi dirección. Pues,
Señora,
listen.
vuelva temprano. Vuelva.
Vuelva temprano. Necesito saber el nombre del niño. I'll entertain you. Fine. Okay. ¿Dónde aprendieron francés esos caballos?
Mi pájaro estuvo en Alemania el verano pasado.
Alemania el verano pasado. Mi pájaro estuvo en Alemania el verano pasado.
Siempre te ayudo.
Siempre te ayudo a estudiar inglés.
Queremos quedarnos en este hotel.
Tenemos que quedarnos en este hotel.
El búho fue a
El búho fue a México para estudiar español. No. Someone not named Duo.
Mi pájaro estuvo en Alemania el... Estuve.
A veces te ayudo a estudiar español. A veces.
A veces te
estudiar.
wait.
Te
Te ayudo a
estudiar.
estudiar español.
Español.
You need an because of ayudar.
¿Quién estuvo aquí ayer? Estuve.
Los caballos aprendieron alemán.
Los caballos. Excuse me. Nos ayudan alemán. Excuse me.
Alemán. Los caballos aprendieron alemán.
Aprendieron.
Aprendieron.
That unit was so weird. El búho. El búho. Fue a la fue a el concierto con sus amigos. Ay, no. A concert. Yep.
La maestra me necesita en la clase.
La maestra me necesita en la clase. Okay. Queremos quedarnos casa. A casa hoy. En casa.
Mi hermano menor no sabe manejar.
Manejar. Okay. Mi hermano menor no sabe manejar. Doesn't know. Oh, my younger brother. Oh, fair enough. Mi madre necesita. Me necesita. Necesita hoy. Oh, mi mamá.
Yo no sé manejar este carro. Yo
no saber. Wait, yo no sé.
Sé. Yo no sé manejar este carro. Manejar.
Manejar este carro.
Es carro.
El búho. El búho fue a un concierto concierto con sus amigos. Queremos quedarnos en casa hoy.
Mi hermano menor no sabe manejar.
El pájaro.
Él.
Sorry. El. Oh, el. Cerdo, right? El cerdo fue
fue.
a México, para aprender español.
Español.
Y muchos maestros nos conocieron. No, conocieron. Oh no, just conocen. ¿Conocen aquí?
¿Qué nos compra papá?
¿Qué nos compra papá? English. I English good. I English soup good. ¿Qué animales estuvieron aquí? Estuvieron aquí ayer.
Ella no me escucha.
Ella no me escucha. Come again?
Ella no me escucha.
No es.
Ella no me escucha.
Oh. What's going on? Los gatos no van a la escuela. ¿Qué? Oh, didn't.
Mi madre me ama mucho.
Reading comprehension does not exist.
Mi madre me ama mucho.
Felipe. ¿Te me quieres? Or just me quieres? Me quieres is work, right?
La maestra me necesita en la
I was looking for
clase.
two, but that's fine.
La maestra me necesita en la clase. La maestra me necesita en la clase.
Oh.
¿Cuándo te visitan tus padres?
Oops.
¿Cuándo te visitan tus padres? Cuando te visitan tus padres.
Oh, because it's, yeah, visiting. Yeah, that's fair. Miguel me compra o compran. Oh, Miguel me compra arroz. Do I need an article for this? I don't.
Yo siempre te ayudo en la oficina. Yo siempre te ayudo en la...
Mamá. Mamá te necesita ahora, José.
Necesita a José. El gato comió pescado en el almuerzo. El gato comió pescado en el almuerzo.
Wait.
El gato
Oh.
comió pescado en el
Oh, rip. Oh, no requirement for el. Oh, okay. No excess use of articles. I'm like, edad. What the? El gato. I got el gato out of edad. Mi padre. Padre. En, me enseña. Me enseña español.
Mi abuelo nos habla en 2 idiomas.
I think I misspelled it. Okay, that's fine. Mi abuelo nos habla en 2 idiomas. Okay. English. I English good. La vaca. ¿Ne? ¿Vaca? La vaca comió vegetales en la cena. Vegetales. What did I type? Oh, vegetales. Necesito te necesito este domingo, por favor. I don't know you well. Yo no te yo te no conozco bien.
Yo te no conozco bien.
Oh, dang. Whoops.
El
Wrong.
pez no estuvo allá.
Wait. El pez.
El pez no estuvo allá.
Estuvo allá. Oh, allá. Kind of same difference though. Same difference. ¿Cuánto comiste en este restaurante? Or plural, this one. Allá, allí. Oh, that's true. I was thinking of allí. Allí. Sorry, not allí.
Dormimos poco.
Dormimos poco en los días calurosos. And when I'm thinking of allá, I'm thinking of an exclamatory. So it does exist, but I did a typographical error.
Junio es un mes muy caluroso. Es mi primera semana.
Es mi primera semana de vacaciones.
Te van a encantar las playas de México.
Encantar. Oh, encantar. Oh. Okay. You like the weather in Mexico? Yeah. Aha. Yeah, aha. Sorry, aha. Yes. I was referring to aha, and then I combined it with ahí, and I got aha. Aha. It's a combination of aha versus ahí. But ahí was what I was thinking of, which was there. Do you like the weather in Mexico? You know, let's try a ti. Te encanta. Te encanta el... Let's try it. La clima de México. No. Oh, wait. They said like. I have to change to gusta. But... Oh, and el clima is masculino.
Está.
Está nevando. Está nevando allá.
Allá.
Todo va a estar bien mañana.
Wait, did you just...
Todo va a estar bien mañana.
It's going to... So va... Is this where they... No. So va nevar en el invierno. Right.
Va a nevar el invierno.
El otoño va a comenzar el mes próximo.
¿Comenzar? Está lloviendo. Está lloviendo mucho.
Va a llover mucho este mes.
Llover. Queremos meet up con Sara. Queremos encontrarnos con Sara.
Queremos con Sara.
Este clima es muy frío. Comenzamos. Comenzamos a las 10.
Comenzamos. A las 10.
Julia necesita encontrar. Oh, you know what? We could also that we're probably not conocer. Julia necesita encontrarse con su madre.
Te van a encantar las playas de México.
I almost said the same thing again. Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
¿Usted corrió anoche?
Usted croyó esta anoche. Corrió. Aquí se corrió. Corrió anoche. I kept putting the accent on the first syllable there.
Yo.
Yo duermo. Yo duermo. Yo duermo mucho. ¿Más?
El invierno.
Corrió. That's kind of rough.
Fueron unos días calurosos.
I didn't hear that.
Fueron unos días calurosos. Fueron unos días calurosos. Fueron unos días calurosos. Fueron unos días calurosos. Fueron unos días calurosos.
Fueron unos something calurosos? Días calurosos? Oh, unos. I'm like, what is going on? Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
Los árboles necesitan la lluvia.
¿Nos encontramos en la playa?
Wait. Just say nos encontrando. Wait.
¿Nos encontramos en la playa?
Oops, not pause.
Antonio caminó con su perro anoche.
It rained. Llovió mucho. Llovió mucho la semana pasada.
Llovió mucho la semana pasada.
Aquí hay mucha lluvia.
Yeah. Comienzan el día. Comienzan el día en la playa. We can put ellos
comienzan
el día
en la playa.
Montaste tu caballo en la playa.
¿Montaste? Nevar, so nevó. Nevó mucho en Nueva York ayer. En Nueva York. Oh. Are you going with Nevó? Oh, no.
Nevó.
Nevó en Nueva York ayer. Mucho ayer.
Ayer.
Oh, I put the mucho in the wrong place.
La primavera comienza mañana.
Comienza. Hay lluvia luego. Va a haber lluvia luego. No. Va a haber mal tiempo ahora. Está nublado. Está nublado. Okay, that's fine. Hay lluvia luego.
Va a haber
mal tiempo ahora y está nublado. Oh, there are. Now. Whoops.
ahora.
I was thinking today, not here, not now.
Ustedes.
Intriguing. Sorry, I got. But we don't really need usted. But ustedes duermen. Ustedes duermen bien aquí.
Aquí, John habla con Malik, su amigo, y le dice, ¿tú duermes más en invierno o en verano? Yo, en invierno. Las noches son más largas.
Okay. Young, duerme más. I heard invierno. Okay. It snowed. Nevó mucho.
Ayer.
Right, I screwed that up. And then
Va a haber
lluvia luego. Oh yeah, because well, interesting.
hay
Interesting.
El sábado fue un día.
El sábado fue un día muy frío. ¿Cuándo? Going to start. ¿Cuándo es la primavera o cuándo va a comenzar? ¿O cuándo comenzar la primavera? ¿Va a comenzar?
¿Cuándo comienza
La primavera.
Ellos
comienzan el día en la playa. En la playa. Like, en la beach. Okay. No dormamos. Dormimos. No dormimos bien en esta cama. Sorry, I was thinking of two people sleeping in one bed.
Va a nevar en el invierno.
Wait, I heard clean.
Va a nevar en el invierno.
Wait.
Va a nevar en el invierno.
At first I thought I heard clean.
Va a nevar en el invierno.
How do I screw this up? Julia necesita encontrar no necesita encontrar con su madre. Oh, I forgot to say. Whoops.
Roberto corrió mucho en el parque ayer.
Rio. Did I just type R twice? 3 times?
Roberto corrió mucho en el parque ayer.
I did. You just threw an I did at the end? Alright. Oh yeah, well, I guess. It would have been... It has to be in the past. Oh. Ella caminó una hora en la lluvia. Ese es necesita encontrarse con su madre. Son of a bee sting? Oh, I missed the R. Okay. Antonio, ¿qué pasa? Antonio caminó.
Ellos no duermen bien en la noche.
Oh, I missed the bien. I totally blocked it out. They didn't sleep, so they didn't sleep well.
No.
No gustan. No gustan los días fríos o los días fríos.
Gustan.
Oh, no me gustan.
Los fríos. Hay muchos árboles verdes en el parque.
This is such a pigeonhole. What you said?
Hay muchos árboles verdes.
Verdes.
El parque.
Well played. Green trees. As opposed to other different color trees. Oh wait. Hold up. Oh, I guess we should use the a ver muy caluroso aquí. Son of a estad. Oh, I thought I could do that. Well, that's a good test.
Va a haber mucha gente en la playa.
Heck. I was gonna actually use hacer to test hacer. Comienzo. ¿Ne? Let's see. Let's just throw in a ustedes. Ustedes. Start has a past tense, right? Started. Okay, okay. Wait, but is it always start? Oh, now I have some English questions. I'll deal with that later. Ah. I guess we'll find out. Okay, a practicar is fine, but y'all is okay. They did want present tense, but that's, oh, I must add extra article. So hold up. We're experimenting, and I hit the hyphen instead of the period.
Ellos no duermen bien en la noche.
What?
Ellos no duermen bien en la noche.
Oh, right. Okay, alright, hold up. I refuse. I didn't need to capitalize that. Voy a hacer mucho calor aquí would be the other way for that other one, if that's what you were thinking. Yeah, I mean, that's... Or, yeah. I mean, I think you can still get away with caluroso in that place too. But yes. That's what I would place. But interesting. Huh. I don't have to capitalize Julio, I forgot about that. But that wouldn't have triggered anything. Let's try... So they just want... But... Okay. So they do accept Hogar in place of practicar. And then I added extra articles. That's what triggered the problem. Interesting. Instead of being specific. Okay. Too redundant.
¿Cuándo va a comenzar la primavera? ¿Cuándo va la nieva? ¿Cuándo va a comenzar la primavera? Comenzar la primavera.
Te va a encantar la primavera en Madrid.
Te va a encantar la primavera en Madrid. You're going to like... Hugad is a weird verb. There are two ways to use it. I think there's more than two ways to use it, right? But there are two common ways to use it. I only remember three ways, but let's see. Playing games and sports, performing, risking or gambling, and then playing with something, or affecting or having influence. 5. That's interesting. I don't think I've used the affecting or having influence. El clima? Oh, that could have been used in this unit. El clima juega un papel importante en la economía. Economía. Oh, yeah. Oh, that type of play. Ah. You can say both jugar tenis or jugar al tenis, for instance. I am aware of that. I'm aware of that. Thank you. And then you're playing with something, followed by a combination of prepositions. Yeah, there are far more than 2 ways, but I guess you meant following prepositions or not following a preposition. It does follow more than al, but I guess you're talking about specifically 2 ways of expressing games in sports and not the other ways of using God. Yeah, I'm aware of the basic Spanish. I'm reviewing Spanish right now. You are going to like it. You are going to love it. Love the spring. Or love Madrid in spring. I English good. Or I missed a helping verb. Okay. Heck. Wait. Something happened with Discord. Sorry. I don't need, and that's fair.
Ellos no duermen bien en días calurosos. Ellos.
Oh man. Discord went down. Wait. Am I disconnecting? No. No. Discord just went down.
Ellos no duermen bien en días calurosos. No, duermen.
No duermen. Duermen bien.
Bien
en días calurosos.
Días calurosos.
Okay.
Esta semana va a nevar aquí.
Esta semana va a nevar aquí. You how are you with your Spanish stuff right now? Like you said it's been a long time using Duolingo, so what else do you use? Have you hit that dreaming Spanish? People keep dropping dreaming Spanish for me, but we're gonna go in a different route. Largely because I can't stream. I don't think I can stream that stuff. But how have you been using your Spanish? You watch native and read materials these days? I see. Okay. And then what do you read really? Watch and read, yeah. What do you typically do? I am going to probably play Cyberpunk 2077 in Spanish soon. I think it's really funny to be able to play Phantom Liberties in Spanish. Have a very fun, there's a very fun irony in it when Phantom Liberties is kind of mocked after, like modeled after the new president of the United States. Articles, games, you want to get into books, but you need to get a Kindle. Interesting. Is there something about doing it on your computer? Oh, you want something portable, right? You want something portable. So you can take it with you and read. Kindles are definitely quite a nice way to go and take things portable with you. Have you seen what Spanish stuff have you? Are we talking about like podcasts or like YouTube? Have you seen any Spanish movies or media recently? I think the last Spanish thing. What is the last Spanish thing? It has been a while. I do want to look for something current to watch. I think the closest thing is probably watching Coco in Spanish. At some point someone was talking about like what to watch, and I'm like, ah man, I need to revisit some stuff in Spanish, and Disney Pixar stuff is quite lovely in Spanish. Oh, and I guess I watched Encanta as well, again in Spanish. Not recently, you've been pretty slack, but yes, you've watched movies. You got any interesting ones that stick out? I like connecting with people based on what they're watching. Yesterday or 2 days ago, someone who's starting up Japanese suggested, I sound like a broken record. I brought this up like 4 times now, but they suggested a movie called Perfect Days, and it was such a wonderful Japanese film. It was very minimal dialogue in it, but the dialogue that was in it is very understood in Japanese. It was very common dialogue, so got a little out of it. Yeah, I do plan on probably playing either Cyberpunk 2077 in Spanish or something else that has multiple translations, and it's usually from a Western group, because there aren't like Spanish proper. Like what I mean is I had last month I had a blast listening to the French track and the English track, but the French track in addition of Clear Obscured. It would be really cool to find a like Hispanic inspired game. The closest thing I can think of is like Far Cry. Far Cry is as close, but that's like Colombia, not necessarily. Yeah, I'm trying to find. So I played it through twice. My Clair Obscure, yeah. We play at least the story. We play the story twice. I do that for all the Like a Dragon games. I played them through all the tracks. So Like a Dragon, when it came out, like a Dragon 7 and 8 comes out, 7 had introduced the English cast, and there were a couple titles already that had English and Japanese. So we played through that. And then Infinite Wealth have 3 tracks. So does the most recent one. So Yakuza Pirates. So we played through the story for all the tracks to kind of listen. And then at some point we'll probably switch to reading as well as listening. But there's not a lot of Spanish things. That's what I'm looking for. There are big titles that you can do, and one of the biggest titles is any European title. So things coming from CDPR has Spanish. Even Death Stranding 2, that's coming out soon, since it's being published by distributed by a bigger group, despite it being from Kojima. There's Spanish subtitles for that, and I kind of watched the Spanish playthrough of Death Stranding 1. Guillermo del Toro is in it as a cameo, so that's kind of fitting. Still looking for like a Green Fandango or something like that. Something really taking advantage. Like I want a Clear Obscure, but in Spanish. Like something infused with, I don't know, El Dia de Muerto or something like that, right? Like inspired off like Day of the Dead, or maybe like Carnival and whatnot. That would be kind of cool. Like still looking around for. Usually the Spanish things are very light. Some cultural connection to other words. Yeah, in other words, yeah. It would be cool because I absolutely love connecting the cultural aspect to the language. Other than living in the United States, I mean, if I go out, I will probably meet people of Hispanic origin, but that's not as cool as, in my opinion, seeing like a video game. The Clair Obscur, I'm not sure if you're into Clair Obscur, but there are Renaissance periods in Spain and in Central America, like Latina, where you can celebrate like a Frida, right? I mean, I don't know a lot about painting and Renaissance periods in Spanish culture, but back in the day, there were lots of times where you could do like Caribbean things, like Caribbean themes, pirates, right? Pirates and whatnot, that have potential in this day and age to be used as a backdrop for using your Spanish. Yeah. What kind of books do you read, by the way? Or like any podcasts that you listen to? Or like native material? The stuff that you watch? The most Spanish I get right now are people who constantly compare Spanish, French, and English. Or, yes, Spanish, French, and English. And then other things would be like comparing Chinese with German, and then Japanese with Malaysian and whatnot. I kind of like when people explain things to each other in different languages. So that's kind of how I interact. In terms of Spanish, as a quick brief, I took Spanish in high school and then I took Spanish in college. And now this is the first time I've ever revisited Spanish after more than 20 years, close to 20 years. It's close to 20 years since I've touched Spanish from a curriculum way. This is actually the first time I've ever learned a language again, like the people of today. So, I've got the times when I went to college and graduate school was a different time, and it's been a lot of fun. I know that you mentioned Duolingo isn't as exciting or impressive these days, but for me, it's something very new. Like, I think this stuff is incredibly fun. There's a lot to like about this, or it's very different. I'm an old school guy. I went through college and graduate school formally, and I did most of formal education stuff. So having access to like apps and stuff and exploring what apps can do with you and how current app design is pretty much why I do this. And I started this a year and a half ago. I want to continue to explore like what is accessible, but I do also want to complete them to some extent, like give them my best go. So a lot of the things I do may be a little unorthodox to perhaps not you specifically, but it's come up a couple times already when people are learning other languages. Where they would say like, oh, you learn this way, and I actually don't learn any of these ways. Back in the day, you know, you have to cram, you have to learn all the abstract scientific jargon and whatnot. It is seemingly like learning another language, only this time there are no basis for understanding, and I didn't use any of these things before. It would have been interesting to use things like Anki or something if I had to remember terms, but I actually didn't even have flashcards. I didn't even use flashcards when I was younger. So it's been a wonderful experience exchanging stuff. Some people are less motivated or have some biases that I've been exposed to. Podcasts you haven't gotten into much these days. You mostly just watch Oh, BBC Mundo on YouTube. Interesting. BBC has a... does that mean... Wait. Does that mean... Oh, is it like a network or is it referring to the news broadcast? That would be kind of interesting. I don't know how accessible BBC is. I would love to watch certain things. Or is it specifically for it's specifically for news? Oh, I was hoping yeah, do they also have like Spanish Spanish things for their programming, or is it for the news site specifically? Claves para entender el histórico acuerdo entre Reino Unido. Oh, wow, that's very specific. What I mean is the news is very specific. Huh. Yeah, that's definitely regular news. La división entre los votantes por las medidas de Trump para enfrentar protestas en los... Yeah, that did happen recently. Yep. That definitely did happen recently. So it's world news. I see world news, but using Spanish. That's cool. Oh, there's a lot of news that I'm unaware of. Yeah, the ice thing is on the front page. Sense. You like that they're short and digestible. Sometimes they do other pieces, not just news. Educational stuff. Oh, okay. I'll keep an eye on that. Interesting. Yeah. That's a I haven't really found my groove yet for having a use case for Spanish. So BBC being able to also having like parallel... I like the idea of... So I don't know if this was coincidence or not, but I like the idea of having some sort of attachment. So BBC News is both in English and Spanish, right? So despite if you say like you don't want to rely on translation or something, you can also... you have relative experiences that has a chance of connecting the two. So I do like the idea of having news channels or like coverage channels that run in parallel with each other. Japan also somewhat does that too with NHK related things. So that's cool. I'll keep that in mind. BBC Mundo. I'll make a note here. Nice. Do you may I ask, do you do this for fun as a hobby, or what are your use cases for Spanish, and what brings you to Spanish? Actually, is Spanish some part of your regular daily life before you started, or perhaps like an heritage speaker and whatnot? Oh, a hobby? Spanish as a hobby. That's very refreshing. Now and like on Twitch, obviously you might have gathered this, but Japanese is quite trendy, but Spanish seems to be like one of those things people do, but they don't usually say they do it as a hobby. How long have you been working on your Spanish? I enjoy reading. I read quite a lot of Spanish, but my my production is really lazy. Like over the last almost 20 years, reading is great. You read what you have to, but I've become very lazy. So I kind of like Duolingo for being pedantic about things, because when you're reading Spanish, it's not necessarily, I talked about this a little bit when I was working on my Chinese. I have a habit in Chinese to use context clues. So the thing is, when I'm reading Spanish, I'm also super lazy at that. So I need to get better at, more diligent at outputting, like writing proper grammar and like making sure to agree things. But when I'm reading Spanish, I read it almost sort of like Chinese and Japanese, where if you have enough context, you kind of skip over those things. So for example, from time to time, I'll forget what's masculine and what's feminine, forget my ahs, drop my add extra articles here because I think there's an article there, and then not have articles here. So now I'm in the process of trying to clean that up again. The last thing I learned back in the day was like the subjunctive, and we haven't gotten to the subjunctive yet. But I'm still incredibly rusty in grammar in general, because it's one thing to read someone else's thing. Whenever I'm like responding and whatnot, it's really choppy. You wanted to learn a language. Spanish was supposed to be relatively easy with lots of speakers, so went with it. Oh, okay. I like that. I like that short and sweet. You just went for it, right? Instead of as opposed to wandering for the perfect language. Spanish. Solid. My choice was, when I was a kid, I heard that other people speak Spanish. I bumped into people that spoke Spanish. So in high school, I picked Spanish. And then, of course, now I'm doing it because I continued doing Spanish in college. So after a solid 16 years of reading random Spanish everywhere in like chat rooms and whatnot, here I am. It's added to the end. I'm largely at the moment focusing on Japanese and Chinese, which are also part of my regular life. I speak a dialect of the Chinese language, or one of the Mandarin dialects, I suppose, with my folks. Do you happen to speak another language in your household? Like, are you exposed to being around multiple languages? Or are you a solo English speaker? It's pretty amazing to voluntarily. You've also been learning Mandarin more recently, which is why you were interested in the stream. Oh, okay. 你听到中文吗？我说的中文不太好，但是别学习each day I try to get a little better at Mandarin, but constructing is still relatively non-existent. I am far more a heritage speaker than I am someone who like writes and reads. So right now I sound more like a parrot imitating the typical things, but I could ask a few things here and there. So you're interested in Mandarin. How's the Mandarin going? If you're picking up Mandarin, then I don't know. Do you know what I mean when I say, if you read this, there's enough context in this sentence that you don't need to consider the the here, or this a lot of times, but in Mandarin you can still say like 这个周末, right? Or 这个 week. How you say week without saying weekend? I guess 这个周去下学这里 you have to rearrange the whole this. You would probably say 这里 first, here, 这里下雪，会下雪。这里今天 or 今桌金桌会下雪 right? I said like here this week is going to snow. So you have to like put the time and the place, the time and place up front. I guess you can place it a little closer, but then the article. Yeah, you understood what you said, but you still consider yourself a beginner. Been learning very slowly. How is it? How is it? Having now like quite a lot of Spanish under your belt. How is that transition? For Spanish learners, right, the people who command Spanish and already learn natives, they have a wonderful time transitioning through to Japanese, because Japanese is quite trendy right now. But Mandarin, I don't hear that too often as well. For me, it's very... Mandarin definitely feels at home. But Japanese, even though doubling the time has not been so much Spanish, I would totally agree with the idea. Like Spanish just feels like home a lot of times. But I always get nailed. I get nailed for being lazy. I type Spanish very, very lazily. I drop things all the time. I'm trying to be a little bit better about that. 中文是很难 right 很难 but it has a very distinct feeling. It has a very distinct feeling than Spanish. I feel like it's nice to have something different while also having something similar. I don't know if you feel the same way as I do, where it's almost as though learning two very different languages is refreshing and I can do both in one day, as opposed to doing like 3 languages that are very similar and it becomes a little exhausting. I felt like it's very similar having Japanese, Chinese, and Spanish while being an English speaker. English and Spanish visibly may look like they adhere to each other, and so does Japanese and Chinese, but they feel very remarkably different enough so that it feels like you're doing 2 or 3 different things as opposed to one singular thing. I think I had a comment quite some time ago when someone says, don't you get exhausted from doing the same thing? And I often think, when you think of Chinese, I don't often feel like it's the same as studying Spanish. So, not sure if you feel that way. Esta semana va a nevar aquí. How long ago did you use Duolingo Spanish? I'm actually kind of curious. A point of reference for your Duolingo Spanish. I don't know what it's like past a year and a half ago, so I have no idea what it was like or anything like that. There was a lot of discussion about whenever I'm using whenever I have like Duolingo displayed for Japanese, there's quite a lot of commentary. It's very regular about it, but generally speaking, I'm using it as a way to change up my stuff. It's a very different language, and there's almost a complete lack of cognates in Mandarin compared to Spanish. Yeah, outside of Sibanya. That's pretty funny. I didn't realize how the phonetics, like the phonetic cognates were constructed until now. So Shibanya was definitely like, oh, that makes sense now why my parents always say it that way. Yeah, no, not too much cognates. No cognates. Do you have anyone around you that also am interested in language learning? But stuff you learned about language learning in general has been very useful in informing your approach. How are you going about it? Yeah, how are you going about it?你学习中文做了什么？ That's probably not how you go about saying that. Just throw it in every once in a while. Right. Oh, we gotta compare notes sometime in the future. You know, like 3 or 4 months down the road or something. I think, for lack of a better word, I think you are the first. Like, by coincidence, you happen to be the first who said you like Spanish and you've worked on Spanish and you happen to have an interest in Chinese. Like, after a year and a half, I think you are the first person. So this is very, very intriguing to me. You're pretty much abroad the comprehensible input. Oh, you're on board the comprehensible input train with a bit of focused study on certain things. Ah, okay. Is there any particular thing that you're doing applying comprehensible input? Like, what type of comprehensible input are you going with? Because comprehensible input, right, is the theory that is married with a lot of forms of input. I don't think I have anything beyond what I do already, so it's hard for me to empathize with someone else at the moment, since listening is something I already have done previously. So I play video games for the time being. It's more about construction and being illiterate. I was illiterate. As of, how long has it? Like less than a year ago, or a little over a year ago, I was illiterate. I cannot read any traditional and or simplified Chinese. And then I completed the Duolingo Chinese course, which was in simplified Chinese, and then now I'm doubling over those in traditional Chinese reads from the app Hanzi Hero, and then I'm reading those things by reinforcing what I usually hear, and it's been a wonderful time until I get to a point where it's going to be advanced beyond conversational stuff. Then I will probably start using LLMs to do like construction work, which is happening next month, where I'm going to attempt to, in this same slot, we're gonna attempt to juggle every other activity where I'm going to be doing LLM construction. So things that I already have to do, like how do I describe clear obscure in Chinese? So I will make an attempt and say, paint, I would need a collection of words. Then I would put all the collection of words into common sentences and then write that out. And then I would ask, I don't know, ChatGPT, can you present me a summary of clear obscure using HSK 1 through 3, and then I can take more ideas from that and then write something. And that's probably where I'm going to go about doing that. Meanwhile, I'll continue to wait for the next Like a Dragon game for Chinese casting stuff. Unfortunately, so Black Myth Wukong, but Black Myth Wukong came out recently, but the things I talk about makes it very sketchy to play that game and talk about it, because there's like a bit of restriction on it. I don't know if you're aware of that. Oftentimes it's very touch and go when it comes to streaming public things and talking about public things with Chinese media related things. And also Journey to the West is a mythology, and it is heavily delved in spiritualism, so it kind of uses like old age folklore most of the time. It is one of my favorite childhood things, and I've watched a lot of Journey to the West stuff, but that Chinese is, it makes you sound like an ancient, like ancient wise man most of the time when you're trying to figure that out. It's like, oh yeah, all right, the plum trees bask in the sun, wavering its spirit, waving its influence over the world. I'm like, okay, that's great. At least you can extract plum trees and wind and the breath of the earth, but quite not that. Yeah, you imagine it's super so much cultural. Yeah, like the great Buddha, like you know, like the great Buddha demonstrates its grievances with the sins of a demon child, and I'm like, okay, all right, well, whenever I have to talk about sins and demon child, I suppose, and then there's ghosts and ghost spirits. Although it can be really fun. Yeah. Let me know. I would love to hear your experience with Chinese, and if there's any like interesting connections you make with Spanish and Chinese. I think one thing that really gets me motivated, and I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but whenever you find more and more connections between the languages you're learning, and possibly even the language that you already speak, like your native language, but you want to learn more about your native language again because you have to double check certain things, it kind of makes the stuff come together. And that's what I'm trying to do at the moment. It's hard to like not think of like 这个 right 这个去学这里 right 这里给周 when I'm reading esta semana va nevar aquí, right? So love to hear how you go about in the future negotiating all the stuff. I do broken sentences all the time. For Chinese, you're mostly focusing on just getting characters into your head right now, not much time for actual content. That's perfectly all right. I would love to hear your character stories. I choose to write most of my characters as a reinforcement tool, but I would love to hear your stories with like, do you have a particular grievance with with a particular character? It makes, in my opinion, it makes all your characters have interesting stories. Although for now, I love doing the Hanzi hero thing, right? When you write something like this, right? Sorry, mouse. So you have like a mouth, a few slides, or a few drops. So I love the idea behind making a foundational story behind characters, because I think that kind of illustrates and captures the feeling of looking at these characters, right? When I look at this, I all I see is Chao, which is noisy. However, if I wanted to be like really funny about it, this is Charlie Brown going to the cellar of the barn. The cellar. This is the cellar. This is the barn. This is Charlie Brown. And then he happens to encounter a few cows. Few cows that are mouthing off. Wait. Yes, are mouthing off, that are making a lot of noise. So it's noisy. But that's, so far I'm having a lot of fun figuring out and participating how other people go about remembering their little characters and whatnot. Oh, and also like the radical stuff. I'm not sure if you're into the radical stuff. Because of the combined radicals of Japanese and Chinese, one set of radicals can serve many purposes, and that's kind of neat too. That would be something very new. Your mnemonics don't involve pronunciation. I see. Are you going straight into associating sound and just skipping a middleman, or have you picked up, did you use like the, I don't know what it's called. Is it this? 字样 or something. I forgot what that thing is. I'm using pinyin, of course. That I'm literally writing in pinyin. You have a similar approach, been following, remembering the Hanzi. Oh, okay. Yeah. Remembering the Hanzi. You're gonna have to give me your we're gonna have to drilling with Anki. Nice. Yeah. So we have some relatable experience. I'm gonna poll you for some hot takes every once in a while. Right now, I would say my the one I have like a personal gripe against very specific characters. That's why Hanzihiro caught your eye. Oh, okay. Have you given it a try? It's not time limited, the trial. The trial period is whenever you reach 100 characters. So there's no time limit. You just start and get to 100 characters and then see how it feels. But that's, so no like investment, no financial investment for the first 100 characters to see how it goes. It's not for everyone, obviously. You have to really embrace it. Yeah, you might have to embrace it if you're going to subscribe to it, but I like their approach where they don't put a time limit, so you can burn the 100 characters. In Wanikani, it's a period of time, so like for that 1 month period, if you just happen to be busy 2/3 of the month, then that's the end. Ends there. So it's pretty interesting foresight on it. As a little fun tidbit, I believe both Phil and Kevin are from the United States. They're actually Floridians, but Kevin presumably has moved to Taiwan. So he's over there chilling, and his brother Phil is here in the, I guess, eastern coast of the United States. So it's largely Phil's passion that led to the creation of Hanzihiro. I'm basically reading whatever material they offer in public. I like to get to know the people who make their products. Unfortunately, when it's behind a large corporate ladder, that can be a little difficult to figure out, like Duolingo, right? It's hard to know with layers and layers of executives in the way. Yeah, thanks for sharing. I imagine you haven't encountered too many Spanish people or Spanish speakers that are like, oh yeah, hot dog, let's go learn some Mandarin, and then you can like double down on your Spanish with Mandarin. I have been recently, occasionally when I find time, I would listen to a Japanese person learn English or work on their English, or a Chinese person or Chinese speaker working on English. But I haven't done the other way because my proficiency is not good enough. My listening skills is not sufficient yet in a manner in which I can like listen to a Japanese person learn Chinese, which is not very common, nor the other way around. But I'm not sure about Spanish. I feel like Spanish you will likely be able, well, no, it's usually Japanese. I haven't encountered any Spanish speaker that is actively learning Mandarin. That would be interesting. I like the idea of using, well, if you're going to learn something, you can also use your target language, which technically a large, like a large corporate version app like this may have the resources to do that. So like Babbel, Pimsleur, and whatnot. Laddering, you think people call it? Yeah, laddering. Yeah, that's what the fancy word for it. I wasn't gonna refer to laddering because of the jargon might be esoteric, right? Esoteric. So yeah, laddering, and you can ladder with immersive, comprehensible input stuff. But one of the things that I found is the moment I've become conversational enough in my listening, I started moving from someone who is teaching or like easy listening in Japanese, for example. Instead, I end up watching like videos and stuff of a Japanese Chinese couple, or a Japanese English couple, or a Chinese English couple. So what happens then is whenever they talk and negotiate, they just go back and forth between the languages. So to me, that's kind of like what my usual life is like. I speak hybrid language with my parents, largely because the language that my parents speak are not taught, and it's also not a formal national language from China. It's a regional dialect, and the dialects are unintelligible to each other. You like keeping things separate personally? I see. But you have stumbled upon a YouTube channel of a Spaniard living in China recently? Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Yeah, and if you like keeping things separately, I'm kind of curious of your perspective on a lot of things. So definitely would love to compare and contrast between how one manages to keep things separately. Because the way I go about things would be not relatable to someone who keeps things separately. And I haven't really met another person who has the potential of beginning to ladder or like have these type of things going on. For the most part, I think the vast majority of people that I have met are solely creating environments where they are focusing on a singular language, be it their secondary or tertiary. They're either they've simultaneously acquired 2 languages and they're learning a third, so they're just isolating it completely, or juggling. Like, I haven't met anyone who's willing to juggle a learning process involving 2 languages. Not that I'm saying you are currently, but I like to compare and contrast with someone who's like compartmentalizing the things. A Spaniard living in China. I wonder how that's going about. Anyways, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. Are you planning on visiting somewhere, having the opportunity to use your Spanish in a different way? Like, I'm not sure where you're from. Spain is kind of rough from where I'm from, so, but I don't imagine Latin America being too adverse to visits. And then, of course, China. I myself have not visited China in my adult life. Presumably, there was a time when I was too young to recollect that I've stepped foot in China, but not that I can recall in my adult life. You rode a bike. Tu montaste tu bicicleta. Bicicleta el
Tú,
sábado.
tú, tú,
El sábado.
sábado.
El clima aquí es muy caluroso. I did. Where?
Ayer
Fue muy muy día muy un día muy caluroso.
¿Está lloviendo ahora mismo?
Está bien what?
¿Está lloviendo ahora mismo?
What? Okay, I didn't hear that.
Está lloviendo
Oh.
ahora mismo.
That's kind of funny. Lloviendo sounds like yo bien. Okay. Oh, that was a question. My bad. Está nevando en Boston.
¿A qué hora comenzamos?
Okay, hora comenzamos. Whoops.
¿A qué hora comenzamos?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Va a haber mucha nieve allá.
Nani kore? Wait.
Va a haber mucha nieve allá. Va
Va a haber
nieve.
Nieve mucho. You try and keep them isolated because you feel like otherwise they will creep into each other more in terms of pronunciation, grammar, just the general way people think in each language. I see. Yeah, fair enough. Va a haber nieve.
Va a haber mucha nieve allá. Nieve.
Oh, mucha nieve allá.
Anoche nevó un poco.
You're not really juggling because Spanish is basic on maintenance modes? Oh, okay. That's fair enough. I am probably still juggling everything. Yeah. I'm probably also juggling English because I've learned that there are quite some weaknesses in my English. So discovering how to explain things, a lot of these little concepts in English has revealed quite a bit of my complacency over.
Anoche nevó un poco.
Anoche, what?
Anoche nevó un poco.
Just sounds like you had a in there. Oh, there is a in there. Un poco.
Estuvimos en lugares muy fríos.
Estuvimos en lugares muy fríos. We were in very cold places. Okay. Es una lluvia, lluvia fría.
Fría.
A veces. Well, I'm not entirely sure. Then you might find this a bit jarring, but if at any time I will probably be answering questions about laddering, because most of the time I don't think I've learned or maintained English, for example, in isolation. Most of the time you cross the wires, dot the T's, reinforce your wires in parallel all the time. Right? Like even using Chinese out of sync, you can produce this. So like woman sometimes can be a lot of expressions. So woman, like a veces dormir, right? Dormir 很多星期日 right? 星期日像. So you kind of just do the thing lined up together and then negotiate the flexibilities between the stuff. Oftentimes, like reading Spanish would be English in a different order, or Chinese reading it would be in English in a different order. And my parents use English in that order, so you kind of end up having this. It's almost a taboo for a lot. I'm not sure if you ever been to diaspora household, but oftentimes there's this somewhat stigma about having hybrid language where someone would speak partially in something and continue and finish in something else. And then oftentimes in households of diaspora, they would invoke like a rule to exclusively speak a specific language or another language depending on the identity of the household. And the thing about growing up with Fujianese parents is that teaching and schooling in that dialect is something that is not normal. So it ended up defaulting to English. But most of my retention of Fujianese came from its relationship with the English. So to this day, when I'm learning a language, that is my default approach as well, which may not be very relatable to a lot of people, especially like the current theories, the hot takes, the trendy approaches that's available online, or so I found. The impression that I have been receiving about it.
Anoche nevó un poco.
All right, and that's a wrap. for today. Really appreciate your company today, Spud. Okay, so let's quickly go over the stuff from today, from this unit, and wrap it up. So palabras nuevas, right? Oh, we got some honorable mentions too because of the affirmative. Those affirmative exercises. Very weak on, I think it's seguir. Pretty sure it's seguir. And then oh no, it's not that. It's Joe's turn. That's not the one I'm looking for. Hirad? Probably Hirad. Or yeah, those are the two that I need to reinforce later. Let's see. We have comenzar. Encontrar use. Oh, dang. It's blocked off. We gotta move up to the top. Let's go this way. Sometimes there's an object blocking the writing. Sorry for not answering all your questions and stuff. There's a lot you could say, but a bit hard to keep up, I suppose. And you're supposed to be doing other things anyways. Oh, that's fair enough. Like, you know, in time, right? In time. Hopefully I'm not keeping you from too many things. Llover. 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 Yeah. Arroso. Vas a ver. Árbol. Might be something else. I already had Uvia. And nieve. What else belonged to this chapter? I think this is good enough. Alright. So let's see. What's for tomorrow? Oh, did I not finish the... Oh, I didn't. Oh, yeah, because of the bug. So we have city weather. That makes sense. City weather. Someone who complains about city weather. Maybe it's Falstaff. And then hot weather. What the hot weather? There's a bunch of weather stuff. Expected. Maybe Lynn. Prefer to stay indoors. What is my adventure? Lily's rainy day. I'm sensing this stuff is not going to be too on time. Alright. Well, that's what I'm doing off in 2 days time, right? So now what we're doing is we're juggling. So tomorrow is completing the existing Duolingo units on Japanese, and the current unit is about banking and money, banking stuff. So then I do this stuff. I kind of bootstrap through it a little bit. I have a few grammar points that I need to look up. Affirmative, imperative. Brush up on affirmative imperative. And the phrasing for these things are fine. Yeah, phrasing for these things are fine. In terms of weather, it's okay. Not too much for this. So we're looking forward to the next unit. In what? I guess I'm starting unit 20. Oh, I might not finish this month, actually, because of all the delays. I'm gonna do a special recap of section 3 once we accomplish that, and review basically everything in section 3, or a review and retrospection, and then how I'm gonna change up some of this stuff, because I'm gonna have to change up some of this routine in order to make it probably do networks, where if I take Nieve, right, I should definitely think of Yuya quite a bit. Or mucho sol, think about phrases that are grouped together. And then if I think of Nieve, I think of nevar, and then Yuya, I think of llover. But in the way Duolingo introduces this stuff, they're not being grouped together on their own. They're occurring on their own sometimes. And I want to expand, trying to actively create and embellish groups. I think there's enough vocabulary now to do that for fun as an exercise, and you just build on it little by little while being exposed to more things. It's probably what we're gonna do soon, but it's not gonna be for a while still. What is it now? It's every 6 days? Sorry, every 4 days there'll be a new unit, provided I'm consistent, but it's more like every 5 days because I'm still juggling something else. And what we have, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 4 would be 16. 4 times 5 is 20. That takes us out of June. I was expecting to do this review of section 3 before the end of this month. We'll see how it works out. Definitely working with more stuff. Fun. Spanish is definitely on the more casual end until I find another balancing point, some other thing I can incorporate into it. All right, that's a wrap for today. Had a really wonderful discussion. Right, really wonderful. Thank you, Spud, again. Obviously no obligations or anything like that. I love interacting or double downing on any opportunities to share some relatable experiences or contrasting experiences with people, the occasional person. I mean, nowadays, I still feel it sounds like there are a lot of people. If you go to an environment with a lot of people who do language learning, it might feel like there's a lot of language learners, but honestly, very, very rare. And I'm often surrounded by academics and intellectuals, but language learning is most definitely not one that comes up as a hobby. There's quite a lot of things to like about the internet and quite a lot of different hobbies. So it's very humbling and sobering and exciting at the same time to meet someone who happens to have shared interest in language learning or not have similar takes on it. I've met more friction than camaraderie so far when it comes to showing some sharing experiences, engaging in language learning. So I thank you for that. I always appreciate. Hopefully, good luck with everything until the next time we may exchange more stories. So for now, that's a wrap for Spanish. If you don't watch this later, muchas gracias. As always, feel free to pop on in every once in a while. Yes, of course. Good luck to you as well, Spud. Yeah, no obligations, of course. No obligations. Come back like in a year or two when you make a breakthrough in Mandarin. I would love to hear that. I encounter people who go through like a whole semester of university and then they come back and tell me about it. I love hearing stories as people's lives are gone. And it might be entirely different, you know. Duolingo might be over by then. So thank you again. Always feel free. I always like bantering, discussing things. It breaks up and makes it feel great to learn a language when you know that other people are learning languages differently, having fun, ups and downs. It's great to know that other people enjoy or am tackling similar experiences or goals that you are. Feels a little bit of togetherness despite being really far apart or strangers. So anyways, take care everyone. I'll catch you guys next time. So for all those who are picking up a language or just enjoying listening to someone banter about language, yeah, always welcome. Stay safe, stay healthy. Good luck with everything. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Adios.